Welcome to Legion Outpost, and I'm your host, Fist. Here, I want to talk about the thing that really brought me into this gaming world, and that is Terrain. And so today we're actually going to be talking about a specific company that builds terrain, and that is Imperial Terrain. Now, I have talked a little bit about my 3D printing, and one of the areas I want to talk about in the next couple videos is going to be about 3D printing, the hows and where to get files. And one of these places I get files from, there's a few different places. There's Thingiverse where you can get from files that are free, but also you can pay for files. And one of the places I like to go to pay for files is Imperial Terrain. I got onto them because of Thingiverse, and I'll talk about that, talk about Thingiverse and buying files and so that's the next week's video. And so I'll talk a little bit about that then. But here it is, Imperial Terrain, and you can see here's their website. And this is not a paid advertisement. This is not anything like that. But this is their website. And when you go to their website, you can kind of pick on whether you want already printed terrain. So it'll come to you printed in a printed form. It'll kind of be like this printed for you. And so this is kind of a printed file that I printed from them. And so it'll come to you like that. Now, or you can buy it in an STL file. That means something you can print yourself. And so that's how I buy most of mine, is in the STL file format. And one of the things I really like about it is that there's so many different files, and you can see here, you can see there's a bunch of different files that you can buy, and you can print them as many times as you want. And I've gotten a lot of these files, and you can just scroll through here. There's so many different files. Some are really good. I've only ever had a problem with one of their files, and that was there's a sandworm pit, and I bought that file, but it's never been able to been open. I cannot print that file, and that's this one right here. I'm highlighting right here, and it's the only file I've ever had a problem with. So today, but I want to talk to you a little bit about a set. Now, this is the way I like to buy them, is when you get them into bundles. Once they've sold a bunch of them, they, here's part of it in $5. You can get a bundle for $21, which is a bit better deal. And there's lots of different things. There's this one for $6 down here. That's part of the bundle. If you go to other ones, there's other things, but you can get this bundle set, and this is the bundle set that I'm going to talk about right here. I give this bundle set a 5 out of 5 in ratings. It's really good set. There's lots in it. There's so many little extras that come with it, and some of those little extras I just showed you is one of these things. These are kind of the extra parts to this, and so it's not just what you see. It's got a lot of different little extra add-ons, and I have a video coming up that's going to show you how to finish off each of those sets in different ways to make them fit with different planets. And so this is the set that I'm talking about. And so in this set there is the hangar, and that's one of those great pieces. You get, you land a ship in here. It looks kind of cool on your battlefield, and that's just one of the great pieces in the set. Here's some other parts of that set. I'd highly recommend this set. Now, I'm printing on a couple different printers, and they print beautifully on mine. My main printer that I print on is a Ender 3. I don't know why I just drew a huge blank there. And then I have an ANET A8 that I print on. That was my first printer, and most of my old prints from here were on that. But all my new prints are on my Ender 3 pretty much. I still use the A8 for certain files, things that are kind of straight up and kind of easy, nothing too wide. And I also have a TiVo Tornado that I print things on. And of course I have a couple resin printers, but I don't print any of this stuff on the resin printers. So we're going to talk a little bit about this hanger. Now, you can buy just this hanger for $3, if you can see right here. This is, in my opinion, a great deal for $3. Those little things I showed you earlier were hanger ruin parts. Now, let me just take you over the full set that I got here for a second. And so if you see here, this is the head that comes with that set, and that's me painting it in a stone type setting, and those are just some of the parts you can see in the background there. I'm about to pick up is the temple entrance place, and there's a rounded temple that goes there. There's even a little kind of Jedi-ish shape in there. It's kind of cool. It comes in multiple parts, and I glue it together and paint it. And I'll go over exactly how I painted. None of these are completely finished. I still want to add a little bit of texture and stuff to the painting. But I wanted to show you this set, how well it prints, and those are just some of the little scrap things. Now this here is part of the set. It doesn't show it in the sets, but it's actually part of the set. It's one of those extra things that it gives you. Now you can see this wonderful hanger, which is just kind of a really nice print. It's multiple parts and had to be glued together, and I left the top so it comes off and the front comes off, so it can actually collapse down to a small thing to store when you're traveling, or you just want to put it in storage. And so I haven't, as I said, I haven't painted this yet. That will be showing to you later when I have it all painted. Now this here, if you see here, these little fallen parts of the hanger, it looks like a wrecked hanger entrance. I'm going to put them all, but I printed multiple of them because I wanted to print off them and show you different ways to paint them. So I printed my original set in stone, but I want to show you in sand and in like red rock, or a couple different other ways that you could paint it to make it look good. So I'm going to show, my next video will be showing one of my next videos will be showing you how you can paint this to make it suit you. And so this has been a really good model, and I highly recommend, for the cost of these models, to go out and buy these if you have a printer. And if you don't have a printer, I talked about it in my printer video, whether you should have a printer or not when you are a gamer or tabletop gamer. And I said not everybody needs a printer, but you should have a printer within your gaming group. And so if you're in a gaming group and nobody has a printer, maybe you guys can go together as a gaming group and get a printer, because it does allow you to print things in. And if you pay together, you pay for the files together, and you pay for the filament together, it's really not that much cost. And the reality is, if you were to buy this, so I'm not telling you not to buy pre-printed 3D prints. There is a great market for those who do not have 3D printers, but also it's important that you look at the fact that it's probably cheaper to buy them in a bundle or an STL file. And so in the long run, I know the initial cost and the work of getting a 3D printer is hard, but once you've done it, I think it's, in the long run, it's better. By the time you get shipping and all that stuff done, I think it's really worth it. Every gaming group should have a 3D printer in it, and they can work together to buy files together as a group and print them together and buy the material, and that would save so much. But it also gives you great gaming boards, and I've showed you a few of my different gaming boards, and I would like to have an opportunity to just share a little bit more with you. One of the things I would like to share with you is one of my favorite files from Imperial Terrain. This is one of my favorite files from Imperial Terrain. I just love the way it looks on the game table. I've got to reprint it. There is I had a little error when I was printing this part of it. It was a little thin. It was my old printer, but it's a great piece on the battlefield. And so I want to leave you with this thought here. Why not support a company like Imperial Terrain, who's putting out great terrain files so that so you can have great battlefields. And I want you guys to keep playing and keep gaming, and I would love for you guys to subscribe, like this video. I'm going to push to try to get to 500 subscribers, and every subscriber helps. So if you like this type of content or the video games or anything, please subscribe, just so that we can continue to grow this community. But not only that, it gives me motivation to continue to put out things. And to be honest, with all the things going on in the world right now, sometimes it's even lacking motivation to get anything done in these areas of gaming and stuff. And so I want to get battle reports back out to you and stuff like that. But here's the thing, I would love to see you guys become part of the community and just subscribe and click off that bell so you can find out when I do videos. I don't do the videos every week, but the more subscriptions, the more often I would obviously take the time out to do them. And I want to be able to bless you with things like this and other videos. Upcoming, I have a plan for a couple of videos. One is to show you 3 different ways of painting this scenery that I had shown you today from Imperial Terrain. I would like to also compare files that are bought versus things you get on Thingiverse. And then I would like to show you a couple of the boards that I built with all these files. I've had great experience with a lot of these files. And so other than that, I just want to thank you guys for coming out. I want to thank you for your support. Keep on gaming, and may the force be with you. And thank you guys. See you next time.